out of all the things you could have did in life, why music?
It's like once I caught my first real case, going to the county and shit, I sat down for like 2-3 months. After I sat down in that bitch, I just came home. Shit, it's like my mind was already set. Like I ain't never knew how to rap none of that shit, but I knew that's what I was finna start doing. I knew that's what I wanted to do and set my mind to that shit.
So how long you been making music?
So I've been making music since like 2013. Damn near 8 years, going on 8 years.
So some people out there, they know you from Sicko Mob, right? Nah, who was a part of Sicko Mob?
My homie, Lil Ceno. Money Lil Ceno.
What did the name Sicko Mob come from?
The Sicko Mob name came from our hood. Like, that's what we was called in the hood. That was our group name in the hood before the music, anything. Like, we was Sicko Mob. All the guys be Sicko. All up 16, all through Holy City. We was in that bitch going crazy at Shorty's. So we called our shit Sicko Mob.
Did you know that Fiesta would be a hit when y'all made it?
Hell no, not really. Bro.
How you feel when that shit took off the way it did?
I was happy as hell because I was a shorty. I was like 18, 19. We dropped that shit. We dropped like a video that wasn't even supposed to be a real video. And that shit just went crazy. Like 2-3 weeks, that motherfucker was touching $1 million. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Shit just started going crazy.
So who was you signed to?
We were signed to RCA, Polo Wearing Records.
You still?
Same labels, ASAP Ferg, Rocky, all them and shit, Pitbull and them.
So what happened with that? Is you still signed or is you independent?
No, I'm independent now. Bro, that contract been over with for like going on 4 years or some shit, like 2017.
What are some positives and negatives to being signed? And what are some positives and negatives to being unsigned?
The positives about being signed, to me, it's more negative than positive. You feel me? Because it's like how young I was when I took my deal, I ain't really know what the fuck I was doing. I was just ready to just go.
Right.
You feel me? You feel me? But they'll fuck you over if you don't know your shit. But the good part, shit, they gon' do what they gotta do to make you the biggest artist they can around the time. But like, you gotta be willing to work for them to really put their money behind that shit. And like, me and bro, like sometimes I'll work hard in the studio and bro don't feel like work. Sometimes he'll be going crazy in that bitch, but I don't feel like work. So it's like we thought we was bigger than what we was. So it's like the label started looking at that shit like, feel me? You know how that shit go. They ain't finna put their money behind a motherfucker that ain't really trying to work. Motherfucker feel like they too big already. Shit was just getting started.
So so do you prefer being independent?
Yeah, I definitely prefer being independent because I can touch more money. Shows, shit. All my own bread, all my merchandise, whatever I got going on, bro. Independent always the best way. I wish I knew that when I was a shorty though.
So what's some things, knowing now, being in the game as long as you've been in the game, what's some things you know now that you wish you had known back then?
Shit. The marketing, shit. How focused you really gotta be. You gotta be humble about this shit. You gotta be always working. You gotta always be working. Oh, bro.
So I see y'all still doing music together, but y'all see y'all going by y'all own names.
Yeah.
What made y'all decide to go about it that way?
Because we both figured that out. Like, it's more money being independent. When we doing shows, we got to split the show money. We probably only get like $5. That ain't shit for $2,500.
Right.
Motherfucker could have got the whole 5 or whole 10, whatever it was on bro. By being separate. And both of us cold, so it's like shit. We got to show motherfuckers that like, we don't need each other to be on the song for the song to be crazy.
Right.
That bitch gonna go crazy regardless, because being bro artists.
Cause you see a lot of different groups, hip hop groups, they be together and then they separate, but y'all don't necessarily separate. Y'all still do music together. Y'all just go under your own separate names.
Right.
And nowadays you don't really get too much of that. So why do you feel like certain hip hop groups don't last together?
I feel like certain people's egos be too big. Some motherfuckers' attitudes be different towards the group. Like, being in a group, it come with a lot. And you gotta be able to put up with whoever you in the group with. And he gotta be able to put up with you or she. Shit, motherfucker don't. If it ain't no real chemistry and a motherfucker got no understanding in the group, it's gonna always fall apart. Bro.
Okay, I had a little sit down with Lil Chemo not too long ago. And I seen that Lil Ceno was in a couple of y'all videos when y'all first started off.
Oh yeah,
How
that's
did
my boy, that's Lil Bro.
How did y'all meet?
Shit, really? Also, our music was going crazy. Chemo Ben had the clout before we was even rapping this shit though. Like, bro always had that shit on the dancer, like way before all this other shit came about. So as we started rapping this shit, bro was like, ooh, send me that song, bro. I need to do a dance to y'all shit. We sent the song, bro. He ended up he did the hood dance to us, started sliding to the hood, kicking it with us and shit. And shit been locked in there since, that's bro.
Okay, so being that you've been in the game for a minute, is it better to be single or is it better to have that one special someone?
I feel like everybody should have that one special someone, but it's up to if the bitch know how to deal with the lifestyle that you live. You feel me? Like, as an artist, we gon' get feedback from a lot of bad bitches and shit like that. Like, if a bitch can't take that, she can't take me. We don't need to be around each other or be together. So before you gotta understand, this is my business.